Hello, I'm Bliznub, and welcome to Building the Best. Today we're going to be looking at the Telos Akbolto, the Arbiters of Hexus, quite delightful take on the Bolto weapon. Now, its base stats are pretty much identical to the actual Akbolto, with slightly higher crit multiplier, status chance, and base damage, but only ever so slightly. The true thing that makes the Telos Akbolto so useful is the innate Truth Syndicate Bomb, which heals. Is it heals or increases your health by a set amount? The end result is the same. It heals you. It restores your health by 1/4, does a gas AoE explosion, and increases your parkour maneuvers for 30 seconds. Now, whilst the parkour bit we may not particularly care about, the heal and the gas AoE are very, very cool. But aside from that, what we have is a relatively accurate, quite fast-firing, semi-automatic pistol with decent mag, decent reload, and a reasonable amount of base damage. And uniquely, I would say, this weapon only has 2 damage types. Well, sorry, not uniquely at all, but very strange for a physical damage type weapon. It only has puncture and impact, no slash whatsoever. So we don't really want to be building towards status procs, because despite the small, the low base status chance, we actually don't particularly need or want puncture and impact procs on this weapon. Now, whilst we could build for elemental procs, you can build practically anything for that. We want to make this something a little bit unique, and so I've gone for this, and it's pretty much a pure damage build, but you'll understand why in a minute. It works very, very well on the Telos, and pretty much we've gone for as pure damage as you can get. We start off with Hornet Strike, Barrel Diffusion, and Lethal Torrent for damage, and then we have Bore for more damage, and then all of the rest of the damage. It really is just all of the damage mods you can put on for the maximum possible output from this weapon, and what we end up with is almost 2,000 damage split between puncture, blast, and corrosive pretty much equally. And the key component here is the fire rate. Because of Lethal Torrent, our fire rate is actually up to 16 rounds per second, and you may be thinking to yourself, how on earth can I make the most out of that on a semi-auto build? Now, honestly, quite easily. Now, what you want to do is go to Options, go to Key Bindings under Controls, and then bind your fire weapon to mouse wheel up or down. And if you have a free spinning mouse wheel, this will work especially well for you. I don't mind clicks through, which actually I don't mind because it does very well. Now, what is today's sortie? Elemental Enhancement Spy. That'll do the trick. And hopefully I'll be able to show you. It's not how I like to run the weapon, but I think you'll agree when you see it. It is particularly effective to run it this way. Now, personally, I like to just tap away, use the thing to go for very precise headshots, as it is quite accurate, honestly. And the large mag size, just so much fun for me. But how I'd be recommending you use it is spinning the mouse wheel and having a near full auto Telos Akbolto. And whilst it may not do quite so much damage against these Grineer as you would expect, you can see it is very easily killing them when I can get out 5 or 6 rounds per flick of my finger on the mouse wheel, and that's absolutely delightful. Well, personally, I do like to just tap away one shot at a time, go for lovely precise headshots, but you must agree that when you do the mouse wheel technique, it's a lot faster and a lot more effective at putting out ridiculous DPS very, very quickly. I'm going to be a little more careful now, because that heavy gunner actually almost killed me. Now, as I say, I am running Blast, Corrosive, Puncture, which is of course very good against Grineer with Ferrite armor, but it's fair to say that, as always, take whichever elemental preference you prefer. Radiation Viral does very well against Alloy Armored Grineer. Gas Magnetic for... Wow, I really failed that. I am embarrassed now. Sorry, I lost my rhythm there. Gas Magnetic for Corpus, and of course, Corrosive Blast is incredibly good against Infested. So that's it, really. There's really not too much more to say about the Telos Akbolto. It's a very simple weapon, very, very useful syndicate bomb, which can provide, honestly, quite a lot more DPS than you would expect it to. And just a very good all-round weapon. You may not see it used very much in the sorties, but certainly for long defense and survival runs, this weapon can heal you. This weapon can heal you just by shooting at enemies, and that is something you cannot put a value on. It is so ridiculously useful. Anyhow, I appreciate this has been a very short one, so I hope this has been useful. Thank you very much for watching. As always, please like and comment below, and subscribe if you want to see more. I'm Bliznub, and this is the Telos Akbolto.